If you've ever been on a diet, then you've probably experienced how painful it can be to try and stop eating after 7 p.m. or to cut out desserts. I lost 40 pounds on a plant-based diet, and I'm not a super disciplined person, neither do I have a ton of motivation. And one of the things that has made that easy and possible for me to not only lose but maintain is that I've been able to identify what behaviors and habits make it easier for me to stay consistent in my diet, therefore do it a long time, and what things are actually unhelpful to me to do that, even if they are quote unquote the right thing to do. All that to say, I love eating dessert, even in a weight loss phase, and for many years I tried to cut it out, but I actually ended up eating more food at dinner because I would think, well, that's my last meal of the day, it's my last supper, it's my last hurrah, I may as well shove in as much food as I possibly can. Whereas now I can actually moderate my food intake and my hunger a bit better because I know I can have something small later on, and I don't have any kind of cutoff time to when I stop eating. So what I want to do is share with you 5 desserts that I actually eat for weight loss over the course of a week, and then at the end I'm going to show you how you can actually think about dessert to continue to have that in your lifestyle if you want to, while you're still losing weight. Alright, so I've still got a bit of work to do today, tonight, and I had just had ACL surgery like 2 weeks ago now, so I'm not really still feeling my best, and I don't know if it's the medication, but I have like so many ulcers in my mouth, like ulcer in my tongue, so I don't really feel like having a lot of desserts, but it is the day 1 of the dessert system. So this is something that I quite often do. The first one is that I am going to have like a bit of like this celestial Bengal slice spice tea. I really like to have like a little herbal tea with something small, and so I'm also going to have these. I don't think you can get them anywhere else in the world, but I want to share with you how I chose these. So these are like tiny little bliss balls. They have, as you can see, like they have like this, it's cookies and cream, it's like custard, it's a bit healthy. In terms of calories, it's like 800 kilojoules. New Zealand doesn't put calories on things, it's very annoying. It is just under 200 calories when you do the conversion from kilojoules to calories. So I like desserts like this that are a little bit more healthy. They're a little bit more decadent and expensive. These are like, I want to say this pack here of 3 is like $11. So it's definitely it's a treat. Think like Erewhon type style if you're in LA. It's very unlikely that I would overeat on that. A, because it's expensive, B, that it feels very decadent, and then C, because it's single serve. So that's like one of my first tips that I found really helpful. I'm finding this more helpful now as I've been on this dessert / weight loss journey for a very long time. I used to make really kind of healthy versions of desserts. I'd have like a lot of fruit, I'd do banana and ice cream. I still do that very occasionally, but I prefer this because I'm much less likely to overeat on it, and it's much less effort. Because if I make a huge plate of banana and ice cream and it's all melty, like I want to eat it all. Whereas this, I can be one and I have my tea and I sip it slowly and then I'm done. So moral of the story, single serves, make there be some kind of cost to having more of it, make it harder to get at another one by like having a single serve, making it expensive, and then have it something as well that feels special, so that feels like an event and that you make it an event by like sitting down, having some tea. I think with the dessert, for me at least, a lot of it is just relaxing at the end of the night, and you're not going to satisfy that by like being in the pantry like a rat, but you can satisfy that. Nice little plate, all your food, and sit down and enjoy that over a long period of time. Really savor it. Alright, so another dessert that I do quite often is like a Ninja Creami, and I have like a whole video about what I do. You really can do almost anything, and what I love about this is that it just adds like a ton of volume to something that starts off quite small because it's very whipped. So you can do like tins of pears, tins of peaches, mangoes. My favorite thing is really just some like good quality, I like Macromike protein powder, and then some soy milk, and that's like pretty much it. Like the texture is really good. This is a strawberry flavor. And this works out to about 300 calories. The other thing that I would used to do before I had the Ninja Creami is I would go and look at the like low calorie ice cream options, like the Halo Top and some other kind of options there, because if you can keep a dessert to under, let's say like 200 calories, then it's quite easy to have something like that in your day-to-day and not have it hinder your weight loss. The real issue is when you're going to be having a dessert that is like 600, 700, 800 calories more than what you would actually be having in an entire meal. And yeah, so this is 300 calories, but I can have half of this if I'm really going to be very intentional about being in a weight loss phase, or I can just reduce some other things throughout my day to make this more manageable. And right now, being in more of a phase where I'm very, very intentionally trying to gain a lot of muscle, just had like ACL reconstruction as well, trying to like build back some muscle up. So being able to have like a bit more protein and get that into my day in the form of dessert is absolutely amazing. And compared to a Ben & Jerry's, which for the same amount of food is going to be like 1200 calories, this is a pretty good option. The question that I always ask myself when it comes to dessert is, what is the best option that I can have? What is going to be enough volume that is also fairly low in calories that I'm going to enjoy, and that's going to help me to overall stay more consistent, which overall does lower your calories if what you're doing feels like you can do it for a long term, because you're not going to be in and then out of your diet, pendulum swinging between quote unquote perfect behavior to binging and then having your calories massively go up because of that, so that your calorie average just is consistently up, which is why people tend to gain weight year after year after year. Just put half in there. I've been trying to film this video for so long, like weeks, because I'm either like, I go to the gym or what do? I work, and then sometimes I have a cup of tea, but like more often than not, I just don't have dessert. Here's the thing, if you build a lifestyle where you don't like sit down and kind of do your like dessert kind of activities, you probably find that you're less likely to have it. Like if I work and I don't watch a movie or I go to the gym, like there's no peace in there where it would make sense for me to have dessert. So I just don't. But if I'm going to sit down and watch a movie, which the last time we did that, months ago, or a show or something. Yeah. Last time we sat down and watched something, it would have been months ago. Anyway, so I'm going to show you what I do sometimes, and that is just like a hot chocolate. It's very, very simple. I like a hot chocolate because it's not going to add a ton of calories. You can drink it over a long period of time, and it's very like calming and warming. And I think it really hits the spot if you're wanting something sweet. And I do have a sugar-free version. I just kind of forgot about that, but this one is definitely better.
When you say hot chocolate, does it actually contain?
It's not. Chocolate? It's like chocolate powder.
Yes.
Okay, so it's another night, and I'm yet again trying to show you what I'm doing for dessert, and I'm almost in this constant conflict where I'm like, I want to show the people what the people want to see. They want to see the desserts I eat each week. And then I'm like, I don't eat desserts. And if I do, it's the things I've already shown you. It's a bliss ball, or it's a cup of tea, it's a hot chocolate. And then here's my husband over here, literally eating a Magnum. Good?
That was pretty good.
And I was scrolling, so I was like, oh, let me think about this cookie recipe I used to make, and it had dates and oats and peanut butter. And I would very occasionally make it, and I was like, okay, let me just go find the recipe. And I scrolled on Instagram, and I got distracted, and I don't like being on Instagram anymore. And I couldn't find it, and it's an hour later, and I'm like, I just realistically don't do that. And I thought about it, I'm like, because as I was going through all my saved Instagram posts, I saw these recipes that I'd saved that I would never make. I'm like, this will be super meta, because then you will see a recipe and you'll be like, that looks yum, I need more recipes, I need more dessert ideas, and then you won't make it, because we don't do that. So here's what I actually do. Here's one more other thing I actually do. I occasionally get these like little soy chocolate pudding type things, and they don't taste like that amazing, but it's single serve, which I like. I don't have to cook up, like I don't have to cook, I don't have to prep it. It's better if you put a few raspberries on top. I don't have that. And this also means that I'm not gonna like overeat on it because it's not nice enough. But it's a little treat. Hits the spot, hits a little dessert hole in there, and yeah, single serve. So that's kind of what I do. I think I say this pretty much every video, but I'll say it again. What someone does to create content, because it's their job, is probably different from what you actually want to do if you want to get serious about your goals. Because someone who has a job of content creation and recipes, and that's their job, is going to have a very different way of eating than someone who is like super busy, they work full time and not content creating, like busy mom, has a whole lot of temptations in their life, doesn't really have the time to make like decadent things from scratch. Your desserts don't have to be amazing. This right here is 105 calories for one serving, and it's got 4 grams of protein. So overall, not that bad. That's the kind of thing that I'm looking for. I don't have to make it. It's single serve, it's easy. I'm not gonna like cook like vegan chocolate chip cookies, even if they're healthy, and eat like 7 of them, because I will. And Mick will eat the other 7. So just make your life easier. Don't make it so hard all the time.